Hey everyone, hope you had a good weekend. A lot of stuff happened this past weekend, especially with the Spider-Man collector box and its price. Leading up to this weekend, we had a relatively low sell-through rate, which coupled with the high quantity of the boxes led to the price of the collector boxes dipping quite quickly from somewhere in the 800s all the way down to about 650 or below. Then what surprisingly happened was the sell-through rate and the number of sales, once it had hit that low level of the mid to low 600s, the number of boxes sold spiked really high. So let's take a look at what happened with the Spider-Man collector boxes over the past weekend and see where the price is currently at. So right now, the boxes are sitting at $745 a box. And if you look, on Friday, there were 126 boxes sold. Saturday, there were 169 boxes sold. And yesterday on Sunday, there were 133 boxes sold. So that comes out to a total of about 425 or so boxes sold this past weekend, which is a lot given that we were only seeing maybe 10 to 15 boxes per day for like the whole month before that. And what was the lowest price that it sold at? It was like around 650. And after all of these sales, the price has come back up to 745 as the quantity is really dwindled. Now remember, we are still in pre-sale, which means only the certified hobby shops can list this on TCG Player, but we were at around 700 in quantity before this weekend, and after 400 or so boxes sold, we're down to under 200 boxes. Now it seems like some people might have taken their boxes off the market, maybe waiting to see where the price of this is going to settle at. And so what's going to happen when this weekend we go into pre-release, where more people get cards? A lot more people are posting box opening videos right now. And as more data and information come out, people get a feel of the set, see if they like it or not. And people start using the cards either on Magic Arena or Magic Online and in tournaments. We're going to get a much better sense of what it's looking like. So what can happen? So with the pre-release and all of these things going on, we could see the price of this box and all of the Spider-Man products increase if there are a lot of utility to the cards, or we could see the price stagnate or even dip again from here. Now, what I have always been saying is that I think the floor for this set is higher than normal. That's mainly because it has such a strong IP. So I don't think it's going to go below 600, but I certainly do feel like it will eventually go up over 1,000 as all collector boxes seem to do these days. And then after the release, which will be next Friday, it's going to be really interesting to see how many more boxes come on the market now that all of the non-certified hobby shop sellers on TCG Player can list their boxes. And depending on how many boxes come on the market at that time, that would really dictate what price these boxes will be in the short term once again. So we could see the price fall back down into the 600s, or if there's a lot of demand leading up to that and all of these pre-sale boxes get bought up, the prices may stay in the 700s or even increase from there. We will see. My prediction is that it'll probably likely stay in the 700s for some time and ultimately rise over time. Now let's take a look at what's been going on with some of the singles prices of the cards in this set. A couple of things that stood out to me are costume change cards. Now you can see some of them listed on TCG Player right now. Let's take a look. Here's the bag one. There has been, I believe there's been one sale at $1,250, which is a pretty high number. This version of the Spectacular Spider-Man, this is the 6-arm version. There's currently one listed, again, also at $1,250, and also a sale at that same. So it seems like these cards are going to be in the low 1,000s right now. The Black Suit Spider-Man has a sale price of $1,000, it appears. 3 sales of $1,000. And what's really interesting is the price of the Thanos Borderless Soulstone. So I had been talking about how I feel like this card should be worth at least 4,000 or more, just based on what I saw from the Final Fantasy Neon Ink Chocobos. And I'm comparing this one to the black Neon Ink Chocobo, which I believe is currently going for around $10,000. But based off of that, I'm estimating this card should be worth around 4,000 or even higher. And early on, there were sales of 750, 800, 1,000, but we recently did have a sale yesterday of $2,000 for this Soulstone. Certainly, if any of these people who got it for 1,000 or less, I think that was a really good price for this card. 2,000 is probably still a good price, especially since I'm estimating this to be worth 4,000 plus. But let me know what you think about the value of this card. We'll really have to see where it settles at once the set is released. We saw the 4 boxes open from Channel Fireball. They didn't even hit a single Soulstone, not even in the regular treatment. I think this card is going to be more rare than people think. All right, so what else is going on with these single prices? I'm a little bit surprised that the comic book art flip cards are this cheap. We have the Miles Morales one going for $175. There are 8 sales. 4 of them are $80. That is such a low price. But granted, those sales were on August 2nd, so a month and a half ago. That's ridiculous. But we have 3 at $199 and 1 at $300. Those are actual sales, and they're currently listed for $175. That's pretty low, lower than what I expected. And we did see a couple of them open in the Channel Fireball video, so maybe they're a little easier to get. The Eddie Brock Venom one is going for about $500. And let's see how many sales we have. We have 1 sale at $500, and we have a couple listed at around $500. And then we have the Peter Parker one currently listed at about $425 with multiple sales. Again, on August 2nd, multiple sales of $80, which is ridiculous. We have 1 sale of $500, 1 of $600, and 1 of $400. So this card seems to be something that people want. The normal version of the Soulstone is listed at $120, which is pretty wild. Total sold 98. That's a lot of sales on this card, and they're all over $100, which is really, really interesting. It does appear like the Soulstone, even the regular version, may be very expensive, especially because it seems like it's not easy to get even the regular version of this card. And this is a card that every black deck in Commander will want. So I think the Soulstone is going to be something that's going to keep the value of the Spider-Man products and the collector boxes high. We have the other cards. It's really going to depend on how much product is going to be opened, and we'll just have to see how much of this stuff goes on the market. Finally, let's take a look at the Play Booster Box price. So currently, they are going for about $180. And if we look at the 1 month chart here, they're trending downwards. It had hit a high of around $210, and ever since then has been coming down, and it's currently at around $180 with a lot of sales going on every day. Yesterday we had 56, 69, 91, 63, 64, 35, and 166. So still a lot of volume, a lot of high sell-through rate on this product. If this is anything like the more recent sets, we could have an undersupply of Play Booster boxes, because we have that with EOE, Edge of Eternities. We have that with Final Fantasy. With Tarkir, not so much, but I can see these going to over $200 at some time in the near future before they have reprints. All right, everyone. Well, we will revisit and continue to follow what's going on with the Spider-Man market prices as things develop. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.